How'd you get so good at the Puff matchup? I just put a lot of effort into it. I like the matchup. I think that's one thing. I feel like it's one of those matchups a lot of players, they kind of just, they don't enjoy playing it, so they kind of just write off the matchup. Like, they just kind of ignore it to some degree until they get to the point where they need to beat Hungrybox to win or whatever. Or they... For me, I always liked it, and I always wanted to be good at it. So even when I was like, I don't know, like a top 30 or player or something, I still wanted to be really good at the matchup. Cause I thought it was I just wanted to be good at the matchup, and I liked the matchup a lot. I don't want to be like everyone else where I'm just like, oh, I don't care about this matchup till I'm a threat or some. I don't know. I'm not wording this right, but I just enjoy the matchup. That's a big part of it, and a lot of people don't. So I'm down to play it a lot. What? Why did it just like asteroid towards the ground? Oh my gosh! No. Every time Wizzy at the Discord? Dude, I never at the Discord. What are you talking about? Dude, I add it like every once in a while, man. Do you find hardest rec chess? Yeah, it's like a tiny bit harder on Slippy, but it's more or less the same. It's like the same, but like 5% harder. But when it's harder, it's like sometimes it'll randomly be harder than others. Like if the connection's really good, it might be even less than that. But generally speaking, it's like 90-95% the same as CRT. But it is like technically a tiny bit worse. You mean like a character matchup? I feel like the only character matchup that feels like switching for would be like maybe Falco. There's still progress to be made in the matchup. But yeah, I would feel like Falco's probably the most reasonable one to switch for as a Falcon player. Well, I would, if I were a Fox player and everyone's switching, all the two best Foxes are switching, then yeah. It's kind of like if our, I mean, I don't know about that degree, but like, it's kind of like Armada switching. So if you're a Peach player, like, you kind of feel like, okay, if Armada's going to switch for Jigglypuff, then I probably should too, because it's freaking Armada. So it makes sense why more Foxes will probably do it or something. Does Sheik even win the matchup though? I thought it was like really even, and like Marth wins potentially. Or it seems like really even. It's saying Marth wins. Yeah, I remember certain players. Like, I think it's what I remember hearing. It was like one of those matchups where it's like it's even, but Sheik wins like if the Marth isn't like mastered at the matchup, because like before like mastery level, like Sheik gets a lot of stuff easier. Like Marth has to work harder for certain things, but once it's like mastered, I don't remember who this was. It was like a good player told me that. But either way, it's like close to even. Either way, it seems. See, dude, people are like, oh, Breath of the Wild has no music. Listen to this, dude. Is this not music? I mean, it's sort of not music, I guess, but it is music. Listen to how awesome this sounds. This music, you hear it? It's just calm, quiet music, but it's music, man. It's good.
Show me a move. Show me a move. Show me a move. Show me a move.
I can't really jam out to it. Yeah, you're right, but like, it's still good, right? It's like different genres. It's like some genres, you know, go super hard, and then others are like not as hard, but they're still super good, right? So it's just like that. But for people who say like the game has no music, like the game definitely has some music. A good story, yeah. That was the one weak part about Breath of the Wild, is it didn't have a lot of story, but like, I never minded it just because, like, for me, I kind of always wanted a Zelda game where there's, like, just a ton of side stuff to do, like side quests and whatnot. So having a game that was, like, basically more focused on that than the story, or more so than, like, a long, pronounced story or whatever, I was super down for that kind of game, basically. As long as they don't do it, like, every game, you know? Like, if this is just, like, a one-off kind of deal where they didn't have much story, I think it's fine, as long as it's just not like a regular recurring theme. Are much more memorable? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe definitely more upbeat. I don't know, there's certain tracks in Breath of the Wild though that I think are very memorable. I think they're just not as, like, I think a lot of the tracks are pretty memorable, just like, not to the degree of like, oh, it's the Lost Woods, it's Song of Storms. It's like, I don't know, this, I think the sound design is what I really like about Breath of the Wild too. It's just like the little chimes, and a lot of those chimes go into the songs. Those are really memorable to me. Yeah, like, I love the theme when you ride on a horse. The town themes are amazing, dude. Oh, there's like, this is on the horse, I think. The town themes are amazing, and those are some of the few songs in Breath of the Wild that aren't like the super mellow ones. It's actually like just like a normal song. Terrytown, Hateno Village, those two are like S-tier songs. Like, especially for like a town song. I feel like it's just the type of thing where, like, I think when Breath of the Wild first came out, after playing the game for like 5 or 10 hours, you don't hear a lot of music, especially that early on. So people are just like, oh, this game has no music, ah. Alright, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Keep it esports.